Yeah.
I'm Jameson, and I got a question, as everybody else on here does. Anyway, my right hand. I watch people like Rob McCurry, J.D. Crowe, Earl Scruggs, Sonny Osborne, Jim Mills, Charles Pittman, who all have really unique and defined right hands, and it gives them what I would think the perfect tone, which is their own tone. But anyway, and their own sound and unique banjo playing. But anyway, when I watch them and look at my right hand, I think my right hand is not as defined, and it doesn't give me what I. It's not as defined, and it basically looks weird. Don't looks like a banjo player's right hand. So watching my right hand just then, do you think there's anything I should change?
All right. So you've been playing a little over a year, right? And it takes a while before your right hand starts to settle down, and you're gonna make lots of changes over the years. Just looking, it looks like you've modeled your right hand like kind of like what JD Crowe does, which is fine. And if that's comfortable for you, then hang with it. The other thing that I learned to do, and I learned this from a guy he was a pool hustler, and he was teaching me to shoot pool, and his name was Bob. And Bob was one of the first people I ever knew that had a video camera. And this would have been in the early 80s. And Bob had a camera and he could record. And so we would shoot pool and Bob would record everything that I did. And then afterwards, we would go back and I would watch myself play pool. And so I took that idea home with me. I didn't have a camera, but I could sit in front of a mirror and watch my right hand and try to make sure that I wasn't doing anything really weird, wasn't doing any, no extraneous extra movements or anything. And that was helpful. The other thing for you is be more intentional in what you're doing with your right hand. Slow down. And I know everybody's going to tell you this, and you're like, but I can play fast. Yeah, you can, but slow down. I want you to continue to play fast. You've got to work on that, but slow down, be intentional, and start really listening to your tone creation. Listen to how you're driving through those strings. But it takes a while, and don't make big changes, make little changes. Changes to your angle, changes to something as simple as adjusting the height of your armrest can change your posture. And it can change your tone. Here's an example that I saw years ago at one of the Maryland Banjo Academies, and I can't remember which one it was, but Tony Trischka and Bela Fleck were there, and Tony and Trischka were playing Bela's banjo. And at the same time, same banjo, two different right hands, two completely different tones. And Tony's right hand typically has a little more arch, and he gets a lot more mid-rangier punch. Bela's hand was a little flatter, got a little more bass response. So play with that arch. When you start working on your tone production, you can get different sounds just based on where you put this part of your arm on your armrest. And so those types of things make a difference, but don't make big changes, make little changes. And and something I tell people, and I will tell you this too, is the fact that you're aware that there's something that you're not happy with is the solution to fixing it. And there's not a right answer. I can't say, well, hold your hand this way or hold your hand this way, because you can watch different players. Everybody you mentioned all holds their right hand differently. So I mean, you're going to have to find that for yourself, but you're going to find something that's comfortable. And, so my advice is find something comfortable, find something without a lot of extra movement, because that's going to be more economical for you. And just find something that sounds good. And then don't worry about what it looks like anymore. Because we all look different and we all play different, but slow down, be intentional with what you're doing, and really, really, really listen and think about your tone production. And yeah, I think this is one of those things that's going to sort itself out just based on the fact that you're even aware that there's an issue. I know that's like a non-answer, but that's kind of what I got.